meet Undi and Booty. They're starting from the exact same spot, but as you're about to see, they're going to make two very, very different choices. So the question is pretty obvious, right? Who do you think is going to land in Japan with more money in their pocket and a whole lot less stress on their shoulder? So you want to work in Japan, right? It's an amazing dream. But there's always one giant question that can be super confusing and honestly a little scary. How much does it really cost to get there? You hear all these crazy numbers thrown around. Well, today we're going to cut right through all that noise and show you the real price. And to really get it, let's start with a story. A story about two people, Andi and Booty, who begin their journey with the exact same dream. So meet Undi and Booty. Both of them are super ambitious, they're hardworking, and they see the Specified Skilled Worker Program as their golden ticket to a better future in Japan. They're starting from the exact same spot, but as you're about to see, they're going to make two very, very different choices. And here's where their paths completely split. Andy, he goes to one of those training centers that offers this big all-in package. You know the type. They promise to handle everything. The training, the job matching, all the paperwork. But it comes with a catch. A high-interest bridge loan. Booty, on the other hand, he decides to go the independent route. He pays a much smaller, more reasonable fee to a school just for language classes and figures, hey, I can handle the job search myself. Okay, now look at these numbers. This is where it gets crazy. The agencies like the one Andi chose, they're charging up to 700,000 yen for their package. But Booty, by taking control of his own process, finds his total expenses, and that includes his language course, his flight, and money to live on, comes out to around 200,000 yen. That is less than a third of what Andi was told he had to pay. It's a massive difference. So the question is pretty obvious, right? Who do you think is going to land in Japan with more money in their pocket and a whole lot less stress on their shoulders? Well, to answer that, we need to peel back the curtain and see what's really going on behind these wildly different numbers. See, to understand why Booty made the smarter choice, you have to know this one crucial truth. When it comes to the official process, there are only three, and I mean only three, categories of real, mandatory fees you should ever have to pay. That's it. It really boils down to just these three things. You've got your exams, your personal documents, and the cost to get there and survive your first month. Anything, and I mean anything outside of this is either an optional extra or, let's be honest, probably a scam. First up, the official exams. This is your language test, like the JFT Basic or JLPT N4, plus a skills test for whatever industry you're going into. These fees go directly to the official testing organizations, and they'll set you back about 10,000 to 15,000 yen total. Second, your personal paperwork. We're talking about your passport, a police clearance check, a medical exam, and of course, the visa application fee itself. Again, these are all official government costs, and they add up to somewhere around 25,000 to 35,000 yen. And finally, number three, you've got your one-way flight and enough pocket money to cover things like food and the train until that first glorious paycheck arrives. This usually falls between 100,000 and 150,000 yen. But here's a key tip. A lot of really great employers will actually cover your flight for you, which can bring this cost way, way down. So if the real, legitimate costs are that low, where in the world does that massive 700,000 yen fee come from? Well, I've got the perfect analogy to explain this. Think of it like buying a new iPhone. Booty walked into the official Apple store and paid the official price. Simple. And Andi, though, he bought the exact same phone from a broker on the street who charged him 4 times more just because they promised some VIP setup help. That extra money, it's not for a real service. It's basically a hidden information tax. And worse, it's often used for illegal kickbacks between agents. So now Andi is stuck in debt for a year, while Booty is enjoying his new life totally debt-free. And this brings us to the most important rule you need to remember. It's called the employer pays principle, and it means that Japanese law is actually on your side. It's crystal clear. The company that hires you is legally required to pay for all the recruitment and support services. You, the worker, should never, ever be charged for them. Period. Okay, so now that you know the rules, let's play a little game. I'm going to give you a few real-world scenarios. Your job is to tell me, can you spot the red flag? All right, scenario A. An agency wants you to pay them 100,000 yen just to get you an interview, and then another 100,000 yen if you pass. What do you think? Is that legit? No way. That is a massive, massive red flag. Remember that employer pays principal? This fee is totally illegal under Japanese law. The company is supposed to pay for finding you, not the other way around. Okay, how about this one? A training center tells you that you absolutely have to take their specific 150,000 yen language course if you want to get a job through them. What's the verdict on that? Ding, ding, ding. Another red flag. Yes, you have to pass the language test, but nobody can force you to study at one specific overpriced school. There are tons of free resources online, like on YouTube or the official Iridori materials. And if you do want a class, a good quality school should only cost around 70,000 to 100,000 yen. And for our last one, this one's tricky. The agency offers to lend you the money to cover their huge 400,000 yen handling fee. I mean, that sounds kind of helpful, right? They're making it possible for you to go. This is the most dangerous red flag of them all. This isn't help. This is the very core of the scam. This is how they trap people in debt bondage, forcing them to spend their first year in Japan just paying off illegal kickbacks before they've even had a chance to get on their feet. It's a trap. So the big question is, how do you make sure you're booty, not undie? How do you follow that direct, smart, and low-cost path to Japan? Well, the key is to bypass these predatory agents completely. You can use free, ethical job portals that charge the employer, not you. Websites like YOLO Japan, Wexpats, and even the official Japanese government's SSW portal let you apply directly to companies. There are even specialized ones like JAC for construction or SASKOP Tumi for workers from Indonesia. I want you to remember this number. The total mandatory non-negotiable investment for your exams and your documents is only about 50,000 to 70,000 yen. Everything else, like your plane ticket and your pocket money, is a flexible cost you control, not some massive fee you're forced to pay a broker. So, what's the ultimate takeaway here? The path to Japan does not require a mountain of debt. It just requires the right information. Booty is already in Japan, enjoying his new life, totally debt-free. And Andy is still spending his first year just working to pay off the broker. Your dream is worth protecting. Be booty.